morning. I'm Nate Poonerball with your sports update. It's the Battle of Ohio up in Cleveland tonight in baseball as the Cleveland Guardians play host to the Cincinnati Reds. The Guardians look to keep their 3-game home winning streak alive, while the Reds are looking to string together back-to-back wins. Andrew Evans is on the mound for the Reds with Tanner Bybee set to pitch for Cleveland. First pitch is at 7:10. Catch all the action immediately following the Buckeye Show. Also in Cleveland tonight, it's Game 6 of the Eastern Conference semifinals as the Cavs look to close out the Pistons. Tip-off comes your way just after 7. The late game sees Minnesota at home looking to stave off elimination from Wemby and the Spurs. And in the Stanley Cup playoffs tonight, the Canadians look to close out their Eastern Conference semifinal at home against the Buffalo Sabres. Puck drops at 8. That's update brought to us by The Waterworks and Header Plumbing, Drain, Heating, and Cooling. Together to serve you better. Schedule today at thewaterworks.com. Breaking sports news, what happens in the Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Bring it up for Ohio State.
You've waited all day for this.
Look, that team's standing away. He's going to take it to the house. 85 yards. Down the right side, going Devin Smith. Got it at the 5 and into the end zone. Touchdown.
The one show that's nothing but the Buckeyes.
Oh, Graham Rucker for the touchdown. Graham shoots it high on the right for 3.
This is the Buckeye Show.
Up and rolling here on a Friday. I'm hanging out with my guy, A-Ward Sports, Austin Ward. Nate Dogg is behind the glass for a little Friday happy hour for everybody.
Welcome back, Beam.
Thank you, Nate.
I was worried. I'm glad you two are getting along. I was worried Austin had spent so long in the one chair he was going to challenge you to a duel for it.
He should. It wouldn't even be a challenge.
That chair belongs to him.
You can take it. Well, the only reason it belongs to me tonight is because I have a back warmer. I've got a heating pad on my back. We can swap, though. It's
we don't need to do that.
Happy Friday, buddy. What's going on?
It's a wonderful Friday. You said you're hanging out with me. You're hanging in there. You said you got rough morning.
Dude, I'm telling you. I don't know.
Back warmer, stretching it out.
I don't know what is going on with me. I'm falling apart.
You get
left
that
and right.
second child, man, and that body just goes, I'm done here.
Yeah,
forget about dad strength.
I'm done. Yeah, I woke up this morning, didn't feel great. I woke up at like 4 o'clock in the morning, and it wasn't because the child was up. Like my back hurt, my stomach hurt. I was a mess. Like,
bring a broom.
It's gonna get grisly. All right, it was not a great situation stomach wise.
You're saying dad strength doesn't double with the second one?
No, well, not right now. At least maybe it does the later you get. Or the earlier you get, but yeah, whatever it was, I got hit by something this morning. So I texted you at like 9 a.m. I'm like, hey, just want to let you know there's more than a 0% chance that I'm going to have to sit this one out tonight. You may just want to let Berm know. I texted Tim, same thing. I'm like, hey, I'll let Austin know. I'll let you guys know early in the day how I'm feeling. And so I texted you around noon. I was luckily enough was able to like take a little bit of a nap in the morning. Woke up, I'm like, oh, I feel better stomach-wise. And then my back just straight up locked up. Like, boy, what's going on here? Yeah, I've got the heating pad on. I feel all right, though. I feel pretty good. I feel rather nimble right now.
I think you sprightly.
I think it was the rainbow flicks I was trying to do in the office yesterday.
I don't think that worked in your favor.
I don't think it did.
Your strength might be coming around, but the agility, I think, has probably been on the decline.
Yeah, for sure. You know what? That happens with age. It's fine. We got a great show lined up for you here on this lovely little Friday. Bobby's going to join us coming up here around 6:15 here this evening. We'll talk about some news that came out from Ohio State today, which we'll get to here in a second. Coming up at 6:30, a little bit later on. With all due respect to everyone who does mock drafts for a living, there's some crazy mock drafts, and if this scenario happens, I don't know what Reimer will have to do, but he'll have to do something. That's coming up at 6:30.
It'll be spicy, I know that.
Mick Walker is going to join us at 6:46. Lots going on with Ohio State recruiting in the football realm, also in basketball as well. So we'll check in with him at 6:46. Austin, your highly anticipated question of the day returns coming up here at 7:17. So we'll get into all kinds of good stuff, Austin. But we did have some news from Ohio State today. Alternate uniforms returning for the Buckeyes. And no, not just the gray/silver stripes. You do have some uniform tinkering going on. All white uniforms return for the Buckeyes. The Scarlet Rush uniforms return for Ohio State. And then the lead was buried in the email. Ohio State is getting new turf, which I think is the biggest deal about all of that. But we did have some news to go over for the Buckeyes on a nice little Friday.
Yeah, I knew that the turf project was underway and that Ohio State, I believe that this turf had only lasted 3 years.
It wasn't too long ago since they replaced it.
It might have even been 2 years ago, to be honest with you. I didn't double check on that. I know it was recent, and this turf did not live out its full life usefulness, but it was also that slat put together that the NFL banned, like basically at the same time that Ohio State was putting it into the horseshoe. So
there's a specific name for it, right? Like slit form, slat form,
slat. I don't know.
Knick-knack,
skibbity, scabbity doobity.
Give a dog a bone.
I don't know. They knew almost right away that it was a mistake, that they were going to have to replace it, and they will, and they have been thinking about that for quite some time. So I don't really know. And so I knew that the turf project was going to be going on. I didn't know that there was going to be some easier way for them to customize along with theme nights. I don't really know what that means. I'm going to have to talk to Ross Bjork.
Oh, I know what it means.
It's easier to change. I mean, you're going to have black end zones for blackouts, but
straight up black turf.
Black turf.
And then when you go go straight up Scarlet Mafia.
No,
and you're all red uniforms. Don't scarlet. It's going to be literally scarlet out the shoe. The whole playing surface is going to be scarlet.
People are going to believe you.
I know.
Don't put that evil out into the world.
It's going to be something to do with the end zones.
I think that the end zones will be more easily customizable. I think. I did not get any insight on that this afternoon.
That's what I inferred from it.
Me as well. I was reading that email while hanging out with Miss Cornwell's third grade class at the Franklin Park Conservatory. So I did
Shout out Miss Cornwell.
They did a fantastic job. She did an awesome job. Her kids, her troops fell in line all day long. But so I did not send out any texts or calls to get any insight on what that meant for the turf, because I found that to be more interesting. You know, the color rush and the Sub-Zero, which is Ohio State's proactive way of not letting you call the all whites something else, which I give them full credit and marks to.
I like the name of the other thing, though,
you do?
that we can't say.
Yeah.
I think it's a good name.
It's a name, and you want to play with that sort of
the Sub-Zero
urgency.
Is also a good good name.
Teeth-biting, tongue-biting aggression that you might have. It's exhilarating.
They're so ready to go in these uniforms.
Just
got
be
so jacked up.
Get out there and find that bear inside of us all. I think, this is sort of the balance. Ohio State is obviously not going full Oregon with 50 color combinations and different alternates, but to have that to play with and announce it ahead of time. And it also gives you, I think, a way, to generate news in the middle of weeks.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I'm really looking forward to the next chat with Ross Bjork. Also next week, a little bit of a spoiler alert that the beat is efforting and I believe close to securing interview access with one Kevin Reese in the equipment management department of the Woody Hayes Athletic Center, which I think would really get to the bottom of these configurations and what they added to the jerseys. And
we should play some of that on this show.
I think we probably will. So we're working on that, and so all these things they've rolled it out, but we still don't know every single detail of what it means. But think about the PR of like a Tuesday. If it just becomes, it used to be, here's the day that the Buckeyes are going to drop their trailer. Back in the day, that those were like can't miss things. Sammy Silverman and 10 years ago and all that. Now it's like, well, what you're going to drop the uniforms for this week. You got to be ready. Are they going color rush? Are they going traditional? Is this a week that you just bring back the all blacks? Like, what's going to happen? We'll probably know for the blackout jersey well in advance. But
because they got to change the end zone.
Got to change the entire field. Is the news that you broke.
That is true.
Not me. I'm not confirming that, but
I'm not denying it.
It's just out there.
We'll ask Bob when he joins us coming up here in a little bit.
Bob probably already knows.
I know he does. That's why we'll ask him.
So don't ask me, all right?
We can confirm or deny that
Stop
we're going to go straight up red and or black turf during a game. No, I think it's very cool. The neat thing, Austin, about the red uniforms that they have, the Scarlet Rush. So remember the last time Ohio State wore these uniforms was a couple of years ago in the college football playoff.
I think it worked out pretty well.
On the banks of the Olentangy.
Where was that game played?
The game was played at Ohio Stadium.
Oh, I thought it was called something else.
I thought it was, Neyland North.
Oh.
I think is what Tennessee fans wanted you to think.
Oh, they must have not paid their lease.
They warmed up with their shirts off, They were fine. They won the pregame show.
Not really, because they immediately ran back to put their clothes back on.
So the last time that you saw like the all scarlet uniforms was that game, and they've tinkered with them a little bit. Now down the pant, instead of like the very thin like black and white stripes that they were wearing, it's a thick gray and white stripe down the pan. And I think it looks way better than it did in that Tennessee game.
I think all 5 of them have been improved because they're not.
Because of the gray stripes.
Well, yes, of course. The tradition, the heritage, whatever stripe they want to call it, they're on each of these jerseys. And as we said on Monday with the initial rollout of the alternate black uniform, said on Wednesday with the release of the, updated traditional uniform, I think they put a lot of thought into it. And some of the details you'll notice and some you might not until you're up close. But then adding in, like, these are not new. The Scarlet Rush and the Sub-Zero
Definitely not something else.
Have been worn before. So they didn't just throw something at the wall and let's try this. It's brand new. Now these all been incorporated within the last 5 years, often with some great success.
Absolutely, right? Is the field at Ohio Stadium going to be green, scarlet, or black for this upcoming year? We'll ask Carp coming up next. It's the Buckeye Show on The Fan.
Winners of the prestigious Platinum Microphone Award every year, given to the best radio station in the world. No need to look it up. It's real. The Fan.
Feeling stressed or overwhelmed? Not sure how to get the mental health help you need? We've got your back. Call the Mental Health Insurance Assistance Office at 855-438-6442. We'll help you figure out what mental health benefits may be in your health plan. No more confusion, just the support you deserve. Call the Mental Health Insurance Assistance Office at 855-438-6442.
Hello, it's John Kozik, founder and president of TurboTrack Realty, and I buy real estate as is fast for cash. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000. I buy vacant properties, inherited homes, divorce situations, death in the family, apartment buildings, commercial properties. I even buy my tenants won't pay me the rent houses. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000.
There's one medical team in Central Ohio skilled enough to care for your favorite Ohio State team, and Buckeyes everywhere. The Ohio State University Wexner Medical Center is your choice for the most highly specialized orthopedic and sports medicine care. Our surgeons, physicians, and physical therapists have access to the most advanced treatments and innovative recovery approaches to get you back in your game. Because on or off the field, our team is your team. The choice for your orthopedic care is clear.
Modern Office Methods, your authorized RICO dealer, can help your business optimize your print production with a competitive advantage. Our digital printing options will expand the type of paper and substrates from what your business can print on today. Add variable data capability, which allows for personalization of catalogs and mailers, and the ability for short-run label printing, which allows your business to print high volumes of custom labels quickly and on demand. Want to learn more? Start with a print assessment at momnet.com. Why risk it? You can count on Mom.
They're trained. They're prepared.
Let's do it.
They're Ohio's undefeated plumbing, drain, heating, and cooling team. And they're here to tackle your problems. For plumbing, drain, heating, and cooling, there's only one team. The Waterworks. Better care, better value, better results. Call the Waterworks at 614-232-2222 or visit them online at thewaterworks.com. A proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
I love the neighborhood where I grew up, but it was tough.
Ohio State National Championship quarterback and former CareSource kid, Cardale Jones.
Football helped me find my direction, but I also needed the right support system. Seeing that CareSource heart around town, I just knew they had my back. That's the kind of difference they still make in neighborhoods like mine. This is so much more than health insurance. CareSource, today and always. Trusted. Visit caresource.com.
Your favorite fan shows are available as a podcast. What a concept. And don't miss exclusive podcast content like Austin and Byrne. Listen on your schedule from anywhere in the world. Available wherever you get your podcasts.
Experience Buckeye game day like never before. Welcome to the 1922 Club, the most exclusive space inside Ohio Stadium, where luxury meets tradition in the heart of Buckeye Nation. Enjoy upscale food and beverages and a game day atmosphere like no other. Create lasting memories with friends and mingling with other Buckeye fans, and celebrate every OHIO in ultimate comfort. Become a member of the 1922 Club today. Memberships are limited. Visit OhioStateBuckeyes.com.
Hey, Ohio State fans! Next time that snack craving hits, Burger King has you covered with the O-Fry-O bundle. You get a medium fry, 8-piece chicken fries, 8-piece mozzarella fries, and an 8-piece chicken nuggets, all for just $10. It's perfect snack fuel for one, wherever and whenever you're cheering on the scarlet and gray. At BK, have it your way. You rule! Limited time only at participating Ohio area restaurants. BK is a proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. Tax extra.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
We'll look for partly cloudy skies overnight into Saturday morning across central Ohio. On Saturday, just a slight chance of a shower early, then a 60% chance of rain and thunderstorms into the afternoon and evening hours. High temps at about 80 degrees. On Sunday, a lot of sunshine, just a 20% chance of a shower and high temps at 87. We'll do 90 on Monday. That is your 97.1 The Fan weather forecast. I'm 10 Weather Impact Chief Meteorologist Chris Tomer.
The only radio show that bleeds scarlet and gray. This is the Buckeye Show.
Hey, now my guy Austin Ward here this evening. Right now we head out to the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems fan guest hotline. Check in with the general. He is Bobby Carpenter. Carp, thanks for the time. Always appreciate it. Happy Friday, big dog. What's going on? Good to talk to you.
Yeah, Beamer, you caught me on a rare Friday. Normally I'm about half in the bag by now, but I made sure to stay sober and alert for you.
Only half by 6? Are you a quarter now? Where are we?
Yeah, you're right, Austin. Normally I'm like at this point, I'm really ramping up. We're getting to the top of that coaster, Bob.
Yeah.
And, it's 6. The problem is when it's light out like this, it's, just feeds the energy, solar powered, and just keep it rolling. Got grad parties to go to tonight, so really excited about that.
Who's more excited to go to those grad parties, Bob? You or the kids who are graduating?
Definitely me, because it's like a wedding. Like, I'm going to go there. I'm going to give you a gift. And especially when I know the parents, it's kind of weird. Like, I'm going to grad parties now. I'm like friends with their parents. Like, the kid. Mm-hmm. And so it's like, all right, we're going to give you a nice gift, or, and the other thing too is I always look at it like this. We have 4 kids and most of our friends have 2, 3. The person we're going to tonight has 1. And so
this is their Super Bowl.
Yeah. Yeah. It's their Super Bowl. But here's the thing. I can give you a really nice gift. I only have to give you a 1 to your kid. You have to then come up with a 4X on me because I've got 4 kids. So, Courtney's like, you really want to give them that much? I'm like, listen, they're going to feel obligated to each one of our kids. So we're coming out on the top end of this.
Way to go, little finger.
Yeah, I feel pretty good. The master of whisper is always ready to go.
Bob, how do you feel about the 5 uniform combinations that have now been confirmed? I did think you and I talked about it earlier in the week that the PR rollout seemed a little backwards with going with the alternate first and then keeping the heritage stripes under wraps until Wednesday. But then they had another couple tricks up their sleeve with the Scarlet Rush and the Sub-Zero. Don't call it anything else.
See, here's the problem. I like this. The Scarlet Rush is okay. I'm not the biggest fan of it.
I like the gray stripe that they did down the pant, Bob. I think that's a vast improvement on what the old one was.
Because if you're going to do you have to have more gray to offset. The Scarlet is so stark. Like, you have to have something to soften it. And so I think that helps bring it together. I like the all gray ones they've done in the past. The all blacks for the night, like that's going to be sweet, with the black turf.
What about the Land of the Wolves, Bob?
Or what about a 3:30 all black game?
Well, if you do it late enough in the year, it pretty much is all black by 4:15. So that Oregon one could be good. The Land of the Wolves, I like that. I mean, we could really bring in some Game of Thrones action to that. House Stark, welcome to House Day. I mean, they could call him Sir Alice Day, Sir Ryan Day, the Morning Sword.
True.
I mean, he's out there wielding those double swords against Eddard Stark.
Imagine Brutus coming out with a straight up fur coat and dual wielding swords.
Gosh, that would be so beautiful. Get a little snow coming down.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be fantastic for the end of the year. I would just, that'd really warm my heart. So a lot of options, a lot of opportunities there. I'm glad the stripe came back. The next thing now, the problem is when you give the people something, they want a little more. It's like a stray dog. They finally got their way. 20 years later, I mean, for heaven's sake, we finally got the stripe, the gray back on the sleeves. And now it's more of a silver. I don't care. It matches the helmet. It looks good. But now people are like, hey, what about those shiny pants? Remember the shiny pants that we used to have? And I'm like, oh, I do. I remember them. They had the material of like a sweatpants. So later in the year, they were great.
Swishy pants.
Early in the year, they were rather warm. But they look sweet. They had that nice sheen. Like peak Ohio State jersey, I think, is like 97, 98, Andy Katzenmoyer, Antoine Winfield, Boston.
Bring back the big pads, too.
Oh, well, we could do that. But they said the shiny pant, they're like, the problem is we went to like the microfiber dry fit, and they said they couldn't do it. And I'm like, all right, I get that. In 2004, we're using Nokia brick phones. You're on AIM and everything. I mean, now you can go get, with enough cash, Beam, you can go buy a recreational flight to an outer space. Like, we've come a long way. You're telling me we can't make some sort of dry fit material that has sheen to it?
You can only do so much with these recycled materials, though, Bob. You know that.
Well, listen, I feel like they might be there. I mean, I don't. It doesn't matter what we've got to put into them. If you have to like somehow put some sort of some sort of like cord blood in there, placenta, whatever it takes. Take whatever Tom Cruise is taking. Push
vampire
that right
teeth.
in there. Well, yeah. Listen, whatever we need. Talk to Charlie Sheen. He can do anything. So he survived a lot in his life, and I feel like he could create the goal.
Just point to the sign at all costs. Make it happen. Let me ask you this question too, because I also thought this was buried with the Scarlet Rush and. Why am I blanking on the name of the
Sub-Zero?
Sub-Zero. Definitely don't call it something else. Uniforms for
That's
Ohio
the full
State.
title. Sub-Zero. Please don't call it the other thing.
Please don't call it the alternate.
You know what? Can we have Arnold come out as Mr. Freeze?
Yeah.
Get him on the Jumbotron. Come on, Buckeyes. And get him going.
Columbus is his second home.
It really is. That's the win right there. That's the collab we didn't know we needed.
Well, that would be
so many good ideas to them right now.
That'd be so much better than camp.
All right, what was your next question?
I was gonna ask. They're getting new turf, which is up to like NFL standards. So they're
black
going
turf. You said right?
Yeah. So I was wondering. They said they can do stuff with the end zone. So I'm guessing, Bob, they're going to be able on that blackout game when they wear their black uniforms, to be able to make the end zone black. Is it just the end zone, or are they going like straight color rush on the field too, Coach?
So the part is like they make those fields in sections, and so you can zip them in and zip them out. And we would go down and like in Jerry World, they have 8,000 different events and 8,000 different games. So like they're zipping stuff in and out all the time. So I'm guessing that'll probably be those end parts. However, I was watching this interview with the guy who manages AT&T Stadium down in Arlington. He's talking about how they brought in 45 tons of dirt, and they have 24 inches, and they've got the grow lights that literally hang from the ceiling.
Saw the picture today. It looks unbelievable.
I feel like we should be able, if we're doing that in Dallas, we should be able to grow some grass outside. Let's get the shiny pants and the grass back.
How can we get that done?
I thought the water table was too low, and that's why you couldn't have grass.
It's because the sun. They don't get enough sun. But we got lights now, man. We're growing weed in Ohio, and it's legal. that poor sucker in Georgia. You're gonna have to hear Kirby Smart when he leaves Georgia to go to his next job. Be like, listen, how hard it was recruiting in there. These kids are trying to smoke weed like everybody else, and in Georgia, it's against the law. You go up there to Ohio and some of these other states, and you're just allowed to toke it all day long. And our guys are getting arrested for it. They're trying to throw them in jail. Oxford's racist. Georgia hates cannabis. What are we doing?
That must be why, Bob. Kirby just lets them drive as fast as he wants. They got another ticket the other day, but hey, it's legal inside the practice facility, all right? You might have to pay that ticket, but your NIL will cover it.
You know what I want them to do? I want them to just lean into it and just, you know what the next addition to a facility should be? Just a racetrack where the guys get to race their exotic cars.
Quarter mile at a time.
I'm talking a full mile long around just put it around the outside of the field. And
why stop at a quarter and a full mile? Let's go Talladega Super Speedway, 2.5 miles.
And these guys got all this money now. They can make it like an F1 event, which, by the way, I watched on Sunday night.
Who are you?
Did you?
That was amazing.
Welcome.
It was good. Beam, have you seen it?
Have I seen F1? Have I ever seen an F1 race? Yes, I have.
No, the movie with
I haven't watched it. Is it on Apple?
Brad Pitt.
Yeah, Brad Pitt. Yeah, it was great.
I knew you'd like it. It was just like Top Gun.
It really was. It was like Brad Pitt as Tom Cruise, and just instead of a fighter jet, it's a freaking race car. It was amazing. I watched it, and you know what? My 9-year-old, he sat there. He wanted to watch a movie. I'm like, all right, buddy. And he loves all the Will Ferrell, all of the Tommy Boy, all
Time for Pulp
Farley.
Fiction.
And he goes, Dad, 2 movies I heard I need to watch: Hangover and Caddyshack. And I'm like, you're 9. Hangover's probably a little young, although all the Hangover spoofs now that they've been putting out on social media are tremendous.
Caddyshack has a scene that he's not ready for.
Correct.
Exactly. You know, and I don't really want to fast forward. I go, how about F1? And he goes, I want to watch a comedy. I go, I think you're going to like it. And I'll be darned. He locked in there, and he's like, Dad, this is crazy. I'm like, yeah. He was good. He watched all 2 hours and 20 minutes of it.
I heard there's going to be a sequel to it, sequel to the F1 movie. Like, it was such a big hit that they're going back with it again.
Here's the thing. It's got to be hard. It'll be tough. Because, like, I would put that. It's not the greatest movie I've ever seen, but I go, man, I give it like an A-. It's like B+, A- material. And my A material is like Top Gun 2, Pulp Fiction,
Gladiator,
Platoon, like elite high-level movies. And that's, I mean, it's right on the fringe of that. I thought Brad Pitt, they thought they did a hell of a job with it.
They did. That's why they're going to make more of it, and especially because it's Apple is then now they're broadcasting the F1 races, so they're going to lean all the way into that. You talked about 20 years ago, Bob, about you brought up Instant Messenger. What did you like to post as your away message?
Ooh, I love some good song lyrics, man.
Real moody song lyrics.
Oh, of course. That's what all they remember. You know, Dad, what were you like back in the 2000s? Oh, I would put one of my favorites was the opening of Aerosmith, like the first, I don't know, every night when I look in the mirror on these eyes, his face getting, I can't remember the words. The past is gone, inward, like dust to dawn. I used to know it all. I'd put that up. Oh, some great away messages. Maybe some Green Day in there.
I put Hello There, the angel from my nightmare.
Oh, that's
my away message.
That's honestly one of the great opening lines of any song. You know, like that's Hello There, the angel from my nightmare. Like, are you the hero of this story?
Hey, speaking of that, this is kind of off topic, but relates to that. There's a show you need to watch on HBO called The Dark Wizard. Bob, you gotta get into it.
Is this about Sauron?
No, it's not about Sauron. No.
By the way, how about that? The hunt for Gollum. That's
I'm in. I'm all the way in for that one.
I know. I'm excited.
It's about this guy who's a rock climber, and then he goes base jumping and like created the wingsuit. You're gonna want to watch that. It's a 4-part like HBO documentary. You're gonna want to maybe get into that like midnight, 1 o'clock tonight.
Ooh, that problem is I got to drive to Canton tomorrow at 7:15, so I won't have.
And he's got grad parties tonight.
Yeah, maybe 11:30.
Well, that's the problem is I would get back, Austin, from the grad party at like 11:30 and say, oh, let's go flip around and see what I can find.
Time.
It's time for a doc.
Believe me, I'm halfway through season 2 of The Boys, which is it is.
Is that your first time? Is that your first time through?
Oh yeah, I haven't watched it yet.
It's a wild ride. Buckle up, buddy.
I thought I was going to be watching The Avengers, kind of, and I'm like, I forget the illusion that I made, Austin. I think I made it to you. It was like The Boys is to Avenger, like Marvel, as like Pulp Fiction is to like Barney Fife. Like, I mean, you think you're getting like, some wholesome something. This is nothing like I expected at all.
Deadpool is to like Sleeping Beauty.
Yeah, like I know Chase Crawford. It's Romo's brother-in-law, and like the first couple of scenes, I'm like, what the heck is going on? It was almost like watching Game of Thrones for the first time.
Yeah, well, you're not even done yet, buddy. It's about to get even more grisly.
Bob,
that's what I've heard. I'm excited. Beam, text me the name of that too.
Okay, I will. I will.
Is it kid friendly?
Yeah, it's fine. I mean, there's some curse words, but that's about it.
That's fine.
That's it.
As long as there's just no like gross sexual misconduct.
No.
Yeah, that's really
no. You're safe and clear of that. I'm sure they were doing that on their personal time, but that didn't make it to the film.
Okay, perfect.
Buddy, always appreciate the time. Have a great time at your grad parties tonight. Enjoy Canton, and we'll check in again soon. All right.
There's something unpredictable. And in the end, I hope you have the time of your life.
That's right.
There it is.
So, yeah, there he goes. Bobby Carpenter, Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems fan guest hotline. With all due respect to mock draft experts, there's absolutely no chance that this scenario happens in the 2027 draft. I'm even willing to put Reimer's name on the line for that. That's in 2 minutes. It's the Buckeye Show on the Fan.
Delaware County Veterans Services, here for those who served. Located on the ground floor of the historic courthouse in downtown Delaware, our team of veteran county veteran service officers is ready to help you access VA benefits, emergency financial assistance, dental and medical grants, transportation, and more. Need a ride to a VA appointment? Facing a financial emergency? Are you or your spouse simply looking for answers? Then give Delaware County Veterans Services a call. 740-833-2010 to schedule an appointment. Delaware County Veterans Services. Need a roof you can count on? Ramos Roofing has protected homes and businesses throughout Ohio for almost 20 years. Whether it's a leaky roof, storm damage, new siding, or new gutters to protect your foundation, Ramos Roofing delivers quality materials, professional installation, and honest service every time. Get your free roof or exterior assessment today and ask about Ramos Roofing's no-interest financing options. Call 614-761-7663 or visit online at ramosroofingohio.com.
Life is more fun with a pal. So is pizza. So check out Donato's $5 Pizza Pals menu. Order any large pizza and add your choice of a sub, salad, wings, dessert, and more for just $5 each. Order your favorite $5 Pizza Pals from Donatos.com today. More toppings, more flavor, more fun. Donato's. Gotta love more.
Come on over to Heartland and join our family.
Now, getting ahead in this world is not as complicated as it might seem. Having the early guidance and counsel of your community banker, one who knows you and your family's story, can make a great deal of difference. Relationships matter. Bank on community banking. I'm Scott McComb, coming over to Heartland, where banking really feels good.
Where banking feels good.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
The Buckeye Show is sponsored by CareSource, proud to be your home for Ohio State athletics. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
We're very close to Buckeye football. Very close. Uncomfortably close. You're listening to The Buckeye Show.
I'll let you know that we here on The Buckeye Show brought to you our good friends over by CareSource. Coming up in our next segment, 646 here. This evening, Mick Walker, Letterman Row, he's going to join the program. We're going to ask Mick where he's at. I saw he tweeted out the car emoji today, so he's on the road. Ohio State coaches are on the road. Where in the world is Mick Walker of Letterman Row? We'll ask him in our next segment around 6:46. Keep you up to date with everything that's going on with Ohio State recruiting. A lot going on. Him and Berm, very busy.
They never stop.
No.
Constantly grinding.
More machine than man.
Definitely, Mick. I mean, he just keeps those wheels turning, those fingers tapping away at the keyboard, and then at the end of the night, just posting those videos of wherever he is. Just
Mick at night.
Mick at night.
Yeah, it's really good.
I mean, I can't wait to get an update from him. I haven't heard from him in like 12 hours.
Oh, boy. All right. So things have changed probably.
A lot.
I'm guessing that they have. All right. I'm willing to put Jacob Reimer's name on the line here, mostly because he's not here.
Ghost Pepper.
This evening. Is that what we're going to do?
Yeah.
Nate, I want you to be the representative for Reimer here on this show. Would you be willing to sacrifice him to eat a ghost pepper live on the air if this scenario actually happens?
As Jacob Reimer, Jacob Reimer, to do that, yes.
Okay, all right, good.
It's done.
All right, good. I'm happy about that. Here's the scenario that is unfolding. I don't know what possessed me today, unlike yesterday, what possessed me to tear off the Big Ten teams. I said,
it was a great idea.
I'm going to look at the 2027 mock drafts.
That idea is less good, but
yeah, like I don't know why.
Yeah,
I'm sitting there, I'm watching the PGA Championship at Adirondack a little bit earlier today, and I'm like, let's see what people are saying about quarterbacks, teams, where they think teams will be drafted, and who's going to go in the top 3, 4, 5 spots of the NFL draft. So I was reading this a little bit earlier, and it depends on where you get your mock drafts. I think CBS Sports put out one maybe a month ago, Austin, a few weeks ago, right after this year's NFL draft. And it was like way too early NFL mock draft projections. This one comes from Rob Rang out of Fox. All right, so this is on foxsports.com. 2027 mock draft. Arch Manning, number 1 overall. 5 quarterbacks go in the first round. If you're a Miami Dolphins fan, I apologize to you because you were drafted number 1 in this mock draft. You were also drafted number 1 in the CBS Sports mock draft. So Jeff Hafley is in the rebuild category of the Big Ten tiers. Number 1.
He's not worked there before.
No, he hasn't. Number 1 pick, the Miami Dolphins take Arch Manning, quarterback out of Texas. All right. So Arch Manning is going to be projected, and I would think he was projected to be number 1 this year.
He sure was. How'd that work out?
I was about to say that. It's like most of them had him last year going number 1.
Yeah, didn't go according to plan, but he's a year older. He's a year wiser in that system with Steve Sarkisian in Texas. I would hope for him and expect from Texas that he will be better than what he was last year. So Arch Manning going number 1 to Texas. Number 2, the Arizona Cardinals selecting Dante Moore, quarterback, Oregon, who is beating out Dylan Raiola, where Dylan Raiola said, I'm going to go there because I've been a starter for a couple of years in a Big Ten program, and I'm going to sit behind Dante Moore. Number 3, here's where it gets a little bit wonky, all right? Gets a little bit crazy.
I feel like this is just a long setup to make me go crazy.
Number 3, the New York Football Jets, who still find themselves picking the top 3 after all these years, taking Dylan Stewart, defensive end, linebacker, edge, out of South Carolina.
Okay.
Number 4, the Cleveland Browns, drafting quarterback.
Oh, my God.
Sam Leavitt.
No.
Out of LSU.
I was going to say, when you told me who wrote this mock draft, I was going to say, well, I've talked to Rob Ring a few times throughout my career. I find him to be usually pretty good, insightful, well-reasoned. I don't want to have to take that back publicly, but I'm very concerned about this way too early mock draft.
Number 5, the Las Vegas Raiders taking wide receiver, Ohio State, Jeremiah Smith. I can't, for the life of me, on Jacob Reimer's reputation
and taste buds
in any world, say that he is going to get to number 5.
That's not going to happen
in the draft. There's just no way. That is absolutely bottom dollar, like, floor for him. And I think even projecting him at number 5 is too low.
It's crazy because I just cannot, no matter what teams are there, no matter how quarterback needy it seems, and no matter what people are saying about these passers right now as top 3 or top 4 projected picks, that's not going to trump Jeremiah Smith's ability and the one chance that you might have to take him.
Yeah.
It just won't. There's multiple factors there because you know what Jeremiah Smith is already and what he's capable of being at the NFL level. And when you're talking about on May 15th, 11 months from now, what these quarterbacks are going to be looking like, you already mentioned it with Arch Manning, and Nate Dogg brought it up that last year at this time, the number 1 projected pick was going to be Arch Manning.
And Cade Klubnik.
But guess who else was in there? It was Arch Manning. It was Cade Klubnik. It was Lenoris Sellers. It was Garrett Nussmeier. And it was Drew Auer. Oh, I can keep going.
Last year, ESPN had a mock draft. In the top 16, there were 7 quarterbacks taken. None of them made it in the first round.
Like all of those ones that I just named.
Not even including Carson Beck.
Like that, it's
a couple of years ago was the overall number 1 prospect.
It's still going. That's what they said at this time of year ago. Ah, well, that's going to be the greatest quarterback class of all time. They weren't saying, you know what? That group stinks. Like, just punt down the road and wait till 2027 because then it's going to be awesome. Because the guy now that they're saying is the best of the 2027 class was supposed to be the one who was the best of 2026 class. And guess what is true now that also would have been true a year ago? Jeremiah Smith would have been a top 4, top 3 pick if he was in last year's draft or last month's draft.
He would have been picked ahead of Carnell.
Or next year's
Carnell
draft.
went 4th. And Carnell was very good.
And Marv went 4th as well. Like, there's no way. It's not. I'll
chance.
put my own taste buds on the line. There's no way that Jeremiah Smith is going to be picked after those 2 guys, at least in terms of numeric value.
No, I have a hard time believing he makes his way out of the top.
And can you imagine? You said number 4. If the Browns get that pick and that lunacy happens in the top 3 and they don't pick Jeremiah, can you imagine what most of that fan base will do?
Hot take. I don't think the Browns are going to be that bad this year.
Oh, that is spicy.
I don't think they're going to be picking in the top 5.
Browns Bears in the Super Bowl?
I didn't say that. I didn't agree to that.
No, okay.
I don't know if the Browns will be picking high enough to be able to draft Jeremiah Smith. You've been waiting for a quarterback forever, Cleveland. Go get JJ if he's available. Punt on the quarterback. All right, you can get one of those some other time. You got to go get Jeremiah Smith. You have to.
There aren't a lot of other Jeremiah Smiths available.
No, there's not. If you would like to know how the rest of the mock draft worked out, number 6, the Falcons taking Colin Simmons out of Texas. Titans taking Trevor Gooseby out of Texas, which has 3 Texas Longhorns being drafted in the top 7. Ahmad Hardy out of Missouri for the Panthers at 8. Leonard Moore for Notre Dame at number 9 to the Saints. Number 10, the Giants, Amari Washington out of Oregon. The Commanders picking Ellis Robinson out of Georgia. And then at number 12, in a trade from the Indianapolis Colts.
Wait, we got a 11 months out trade?
I don't know if this is a real
a previous trade.
I don't know. Okay. Maybe it's a mock draft. They didn't say here, and I'm not too aware of the New York Jets trade capital. I'm not sure of next year's draft. Trade up with the New York Jets trade up with the Colts to draft quarterback Ohio State Julian Sayin.
What a strange mock draft.
Is Julian Sayin really 8 spots worse than Levitt?
I would not.
I don't think so.
I'm not sure he's any spots worse than him.
Well, that's kind of what I was thinking.
We've got a long way to go before the draft next year, but there's no way that Jeremiah Smith is drafted number 5. I don't know. Anything can happen with a quarterback, right? We've seen it ebb and flow the last couple of years. We don't expect Julian Sayin to probably be drafted outside of the top 10, Austin, but that would be lesser surprising than Jeremiah Smith being drafted at number 5.
I feel like I'm taking crazy pills. Like, we just did this for the last year, projecting every quarterback to go into the top 10. And then what happened? People watched the college football season. The talent evaluator said, nope, these guys aren't ready yet. It was a little bit premature. We're content to wait and for this next batch to cook. And you know what's going to happen with that group? They're like, well, these guys didn't really play the way we wanted to either. We're going to keep waiting because now there's this other guy coming through. It's going to be Dylan Raiola's turn. We're going to project him number 1 overall.
He's had a year in
2028. Yeah, he's been patient. He waited his turn. He's got this education. He's the one now. You guys forget he was
National
5-star.
Championship or bust.
It's just
what could go wrong.
I know in my heart and in my head that these way too early mock drafts, way too early polls, way too early award winners, that all they're meant to do is get you discussing it, which is what we're doing right now. But come on, let's try a little harder.
Use your eyeballs.
Come on. You just saw this with the quarterbacks a year ago. It's not going to be different. Jeremiah Smith is right there. He's a unicorn.
He is.
From
an alien unicorn.
I don't even know what galaxy. We never even figured it out last year.
No, he's in his own galaxy.
We had to look up 50 different names of galaxies.
That was a real thing that we did.
We'd never heard of.
Summer.
We couldn't figure it out. We couldn't narrow it down. He's not from the Milky Way. I know that.
No, he's not. Maybe the Oort cloud. Mick Walker of Letterman Row. He's going to join us. Try to track down where Ohio State coaches are currently on the road recruiting. With him coming up next, it's the Buckeye Show on The Fan.
We're known for 3 things: games, conversation, and common man yelling about things only he cares about. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Sun, splashes, and nonstop fun await at Zoombezi Bay.
Get your season pass for unlimited thrills,
including our all-new conservation tower. Buy now at ZoombeziBay.com.
Hey, it's Austin Ward with a unique opportunity for you. The chance to drop 40 pounds by the 4th with Awaken 180. Fast results, sustainable results, medication-free, and free support for life. 40 by the 4th. This is your year. Awaken180weightloss.com.
James Laurinaitis here for my guys at Green & Sons, the premier Kubota dealership in Central Ohio. Green & Sons has all the Kubotas you need to tackle your land and come out a winner. They have zero-turns, skid steers, tractors from 18 to 171 horsepower, and also utility vehicles. My favorite is my RTV Sidekick. The best thing about Green & Sons is they've been family-owned and operated since 1970, and you will love dealing with the Green family and their winning team. Do what I did and check out Green & Sons located in Mount Sterling and Marysville or online at greenandsons.com for for all your Kubota needs.
Call the folks at Buckeye, night or day.
My AC stopped working. Your competition says it's fried. When I saw their cost to replace it, I could have just died.
We can give a second opinion, give you options and advice. We'll strive to earn your trust and make you a client for life.
Get a free second opinion. Replace or repair.
Call 614-683-9911. Call the folks at Buckeye, night or day.
Veterans and active duty service members, when your call to service ends, your mission doesn't have to. Go from GI to IT in just a few months at My Computer Career. Prepare for a high-demand career in cybersecurity, protecting people, systems, and institutions from real cyber threats. Cyber warriors are needed now. Will you answer the call? Go to mycomputercareer.edu/CWP to learn more. That's mycomputercareer.edu/CWP, an elite CompTIA certification partner. VA education benefits are available to those who qualify.
Attention Columbus. Town Properties just clinched the title of the largest residential property manager in Columbus, thanks to the Columbus Business Journal. With pride, we oversee 25,000 plus households in the Columbus metro area, ensuring fantastic places to call home. Whether you're on the hunt for an exceptional living space, a top-notch association management company, or a property manager for your multifamily portfolio, visit our website at town-properties.com and let us elevate your living experience. Town Properties, always managing great places to live.
Buckeye fans, this is for you. Level up with the brand new AAA Buckeyes MVP membership. You'll receive all the benefits of AAA, such as 24/7 roadside assistance, plus chances to win tickets to Ohio State sporting events, access to exclusive MVP experiences, along with 10% off select gear at the Ohio State team shop. Already a AAA member? Add the Buckeyes MVP membership for free. Head to AAA.com/Buckeyes to upgrade or join the squad and put your fandom in drive.
Good news. Jack has personally invited the fan to the Memorial Tournament, and we're broadcasting 30 hours of live content, and we'll try not to embarrass ourselves.
Sponsored by Ohio for Responsible Gambling. Visit pausebeforeyouplay.org.
It's game day at Raising Cane's. If you want to order like a Buckeye, it's the action off the field you need to focus on. The only play you're running is chicken. So what combo are you picking? Make it a perfect season. We've got tailgates of hand-battered, cooked-to-order chicken fingers and cane sauce, and jugs of freshly made tea and lemonade. All available to order online or on our app. This season is about to be unbeatable. Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers. One love. Proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
Cancer. For some, it's one of life's fiercest foes, but not at the James. While cancer hides, we hunt. As a team like no other. Giving patients access to the most advanced treatment options and sparking new hope. So if you just heard the words, "you have cancer," you should know this. We heard them too. And there's no better team in the nation to create a cancer-free world. The James at Ohio State.
The Fan Poll is sponsored by JT's Pizza and Pub, home of award-winning pizza and $2 tall boys. All day, every day.
Someone out there probably thinks we spend too much time talking about the Buckeyes. Please tell someone that they're stupid. You're listening to the Buckeye Show.
I'm going to hang out with Mick Walker here in a second. And it's my fault, Nate, because I didn't put Mick's phone number on the screen for Nate. So let me do that real quick.
Nate,
Austin.
did that ever happen when there was, I don't know, a different person making the show sheet?
You know, things are okay.
Okay. I can live with okay.
Hey, you should have saved Mick's phone number, Nate. It's not your fault.
Now,
no, I know.
When you point one finger, there's three pointing right back at
I've
you.
got it. It's on the screen now. It's on the screen. You could reach out to Mick. That's my fault. I'll take that.
I need to give Mick the hotline.
I need to, the bat line.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can do that.
He's a regular.
He is. Certain people have the access and privilege to the bat line.
Yeah.
He could certainly have that. Do you have it?
I don't think so.
What?
I haven't reached that threshold.
You haven't gotten the bat line number yet?
I don't think so. I'm not that important.
Yes, you are. You are very much that important.
I'm just Beam's backup.
No, you're not, Austin. You're a superstar, is what you are.
I wasn't fishing for that.
We finally got him, all right? All it took was 30 seconds of me being an idiot and Nate being great at his job. Shocking. That now we head out to the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems fan guest hotline. Check it with our guy. He is of Letterman Row. He is Mick Walker. Mick, that was my fault. I didn't put your number on the screen for Nate, so we had to, dilly-dally there for a little bit. You tweeted out the car emoji today. Where in the world is Mick at Night being recorded at tonight?
Outside probably the beautiful Mishawaka Fieldhouse up here in Mishawaka, Indiana for the college basketball live period. Adidas event up here, so Jake Diebler is here this morning watching Joshua Tyson. Assistant coach Luke Simons is still here watching a handful of other guys because Jake Diebler flew down to Memphis for the Nike UIBL event.
Mick, how do you choose where you want to go? Especially this time of year, basketball, you can go do some football work. You were doing that all last week. You and Byrne were getting out some to the showcases. Maybe some of that is on pause a little bit. I don't know. How do you decide what you want to go see?
It really just depends on, especially with the football showcases, what's available and who's going to be working out. This past week I went up to Detroit because Donald Tarbin and the group over at Cass Tech were going to be working out today for the Mishawaka event. It was just kind of, I can go here, I can go down to Memphis, and this is a much closer drive than Memphis, so that kind of won the day. It's about travel. It's also just about availability.
How much time do you spend in your car, Mick? What's the mileage reading on that bad boy?
Sadly, it's probably more than I've spent with my wife this week, which is not what I want to say, but it's been a whirlwind of May, but we do it all for the Letterman Row subscribers.
Mick, where have been the most interesting stops for the Ohio State football coaches over the last, week and a half?
Yeah, I mean, we've already well documented the David Gabriel Georgia stop about a week ago, or maybe a week and a half ago at this point. So there's been a handful of other ones. The most important one today, there's not a lot of assistants out, but there are a couple out, and that is Larry Johnson. Defensive line coach Larry Johnson is down in Alabama today. See the spring game for Carlos May, the 4-star defensive tackle target down there. So, again, a lot of them come back by Friday, but Larry Johnson wanted to see Carlos May's spring game. I imagine Carlos asked him to come to the spring game, so that's where Larry Johnson's at tonight, and that's probably the most important stop of recent note, really.
He is Mick Walker of Letterman Row, more machined than man, with us here on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems fan guest hotline. Can you kind of illustrate to us, Mick, the lead up to June? June is such a big recruiting month, and you talked about, some of these premier camps. This is when Ohio State gets to host some of these camps. Guys don't have to leave. You see players over at the facility, also kind of getting some coaching chops into these high school players. Offers go out left and right. The lead up to that and who gets an invite, and I know that these are open, but who gets a maybe, hey, nudge on the shoulder, why don't you swing by here one weekend in June? Can you kind of just break down all of that for us and how that works leading into a busy month of June?
Yeah, so the official visits specifically, those have been set and have been worked on for the past couple of months because there's only about 4 or 5 weekends. There's the weekend here at the end of May. That's the first available weekend. At least like programs like Ohio State will start hosting official visits. And then I believe it's the first 3 weekends in June. So there's 4 available weekends that a lot of these guys like to take their visits before committing in July or before their senior season. So it's kind of a jockeying position to get on the list. Ohio State's going to have at least probably 3 or 4 guys every single weekend. Some weekends they'll have double digits. So that's kind of the official visit schedule, and they've got really all their top targets coming in. And then the camp schedule, it's a lot of really honestly these showcases events, whether it's in Ohio or around the country. It's just going to these guys, watch them work out, and say, hey, why don't you come up back to camp? Like Robbie Disher, Ohio State special teams coordinator's out in California today, seeing a 2028 kicker. Yeah, 2028 kicker, Jerry Schiffman. And there, I imagine one of the words that he'll give him is, hey, can you come back up to camp? He visited this spring. Now Disher goes out and see him. He's widely regarded as the top 2028 kicker. So getting guys like that back on campus after going to see him at the school, that's kind of how the camp visits come together.
Mick, what do they have, left to do for these next 2 weeks? What's on the docket until you get to that first official visit weekend?
Yeah, a lot of the hay's already in the barn with the visits because a lot of these guys, the way it works is so for the 2027s at least, or in all the schools, you can get 2 visits to each school, and for the 2027 teams, see them in their school, you can see them at their house. So a lot of these places like David Gabriel George's, when they went out and saw him earlier this week, Carlos Laughlin went and saw him at the school, and then went and saw him at his living space, I assume, in Chattanooga. He didn't see him at his living space. He actually went to Canada and saw his family up there. So that's the in-home portion of that visit. He saw him at the school, saw him at his house, and that's kind of how it works. Is you just kind of go through it, and you figure out who you're going to see at the school, who you're going to see kind of in-home, and kind of piece together the schedule of who to see. And they've seen many of their top targets already.
Mick, when it comes to, and I'm sure you heard the comments from Ryan Day on the Josh Pate show a little bit earlier in the week, his ideal world, you get a commitment out of a high schooler, they stay for 2 years. And thought it was a great explanation from Ryan Day on why that would be important. If that were to go through, And I don't know if that's going to even be on the docket for a couple more years, if that's even a feasible thing to think that college football would be able to adapt that. In that hypothetical world that is the case, how would that change Ohio State's recruiting strategy compared to their NIL, their portal decisions kind of moving forward?
I think any situation for all colleges, especially Ohio State, though, is if you can get the for sure 2-year commitment, you feel a lot more comfortable putting money up towards that right away. Like if you knew that you were going to be able to have Quincy Porter around for 2 years, you're going to make sure you can keep Jerquid and Guilford or some of these other talented wide receivers, even Favor Key. Like there's talented players on Ohio State's roster that are freshmen that won't play this year, but if you can confirm that you're going to have them for 2 years, it makes it worth it to maybe give them a little more out of high school, and that way there's not going to have to be a negotiation period, negotiating off of things that they haven't done after their freshman year. So that's kind of the goal, is to get a situation. A lot of these guys can sign deals that are multi-year, but they're also just deals at that point they can be backed out of or changed. So getting a 2-year commitment would be a big step for all these colleges, really.
Mick, who is going to be the next commitment?
I would lean right now that it would be 4-star edge Wyatt Smith, the son of former NFL star Justin Smith from down there in Fort Lauderdale, St. Thomas Aquinas High School. Larry Johnson was in South Florida yesterday to conduct an in-home visitor stop by the school with him. So I think that's really got Ohio State some juice behind it. They'd love to get him to pair with David Jacobs, the 5-star edge commit they already have already. I don't know if anything's super imminent. He hasn't announced a commitment date or anything, but I think the Buckeyes are in a really good spot, and I would not be surprised if they try and close the deal before he takes an official visit to his father's alma mater in Missouri.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but the last couple of edge rushers that they got from St. Thomas Aquinas ended up being pretty good, right?
Yeah, and they were also NFL legacies. It's kind of an interesting thing there.
Yeah, it is. Buddy, always appreciate the time. Thanks for hopping on with us. Have a great time in Indiana here this evening, and we'll check in again soon, all right?
Thanks, Beam. Watching the future of Centerville here. Julian Sam, 2029 forward as well.
Julian Sam?
Sam.
I thought you said Sam. I said the quarterback for Ohio State. He's probably pooping.
He can hoop a little bit. I think he surfs better, though, I believe.
Yeah, I do, too. I actually play basketball better than I surf, but surprise to no one. Buddy, appreciate it. Have a great night.
Thanks, Beam. Thanks, Austin.
There he goes. Mick Walker, Letterman Row, Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems, fan guest hotline. One Power 4 coach in college football expects 2026 to be the greatest year of his life. We'll do that in the Pulse coming up next. It's the Buckeye Show on the Fan.
T-Bone and Tyvis are everything you want in a delicious breakfast. Lots of empty calories, no nutritional value.
Weekday mornings from 6 to 9.
Aaron, I've invented something really important.
Great. Tell me what it is.
You know how water heaters never give the homeowner any sort of signal that they are about to quit working?
Jerry, did you invent a way to solve that problem?
I sure did. I call it the Eco First Responder System.
I like it. How does it work?
Well, when your hot water heater quits working and you have no hot water, just call ECO before 5 p.m. and we guarantee to install your new hot water heater that same day, even if you decide to go tankless.
Jerry, that's been our policy for a long time. What exactly did you invent?
I invented the name, Aaron. The name. The Eco First Responder System. I thought you said you liked it.
Sure, Jerry. It's a great name for a really strong guarantee.
When your water heater quits working, just call ECO before 5 p.m. and we guarantee to install your new hot water heater that same day, even if you decide to go tankless.
You're a great guy, Jerry. I'm really glad you work here.
Get ECO.
ECO.
GetEco.com.
From the first whistle to the final play, being a Buckeye fan calls for commitment and support. Nature Made vitamins are your winning play. From the #1 pharmacist-recommended vitamin and supplement brand, Nature Made is made to care for fans on game day and every day, so you can go all in on big wins, tough losses, and still show up for your team every time. Nature Made, proud vitamin and supplement sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. Based on a survey of pharmacists who recommend branded vitamins and supplements.
This is Paul Keels for RV Wholesalers. Peace of mind. That's what you get when purchasing your next RV from RV Wholesalers. With every new RV purchase, Ohio residents receive the exclusive Buckeye Service Guarantee. If your RV is in the shop, RV Wholesalers will give you a free loaner. Also with a Buckeye Service Guarantee, you'll receive free delivery in the state of Ohio and 3-day RV exchange. That's the exclusive Buckeye Service Guarantee. Only at RV Wholesalers in Lakeview, Mansfield, Delaware, and RVW.com. RV Wholesalers, a proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
Relax and let Kroger Pickup handle your grocery shopping this week. We start with only the freshest items, then choose your favorites, carefully pack everything up, and load it right into your trunk. so you can feel confident it's what you ordered. Fresh groceries your way with Kroger Pickup and Delivery. And right now, you can save $20 on your first pickup or delivery order. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Are you ready to take your business to the next level? Introducing Optimized IT, the managed services division of Modern Office Methods. With our cutting-edge managed IT services, we bring proven management strategies to the table to support your current IT team. That's not all. Our experienced team provides insight on how to maximize efficiency, helping you achieve your goals faster. Concerned about security? Our backup solutions help guarantee your data is protected around the clock, giving you peace of mind. Start at OptimizedIT.net for your free IT assessment. Stay ahead, stay secure, and stay optimized.
Broadcasting live from the McDaniel GM Superstore Studios, driving excellence since 1916. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive. WBNS HD1 Columbus.
Good evening, I'm Nate Pooterball with your sports update. It's the Battle of Ohio up in Cleveland tonight in baseball as the Cleveland Guardians play a host to the Cincinnati Reds. The Guardians look to keep their 3-game home winning streak alive while the Reds are looking to string together back-to-back wins. Andrew Evan is on the mound for the Reds with Tanner Bybee set to pitch for Cleveland. First pitch is at 7:10. Catch all the action immediately following the Buckeye Show. Also in Cleveland tonight, it's Game 6 of the Eastern Conference semifinals as the Cavs look to close out the Pistons. Tip-off comes your way just after 7. The late game sees Minnesota at home looking to stave off elimination from Wemby and the Spurs. And in the Stanley Cup playoffs tonight, the Canadians look to close out their Eastern Conference semifinal at home against the Buffalo Sabres. Puck drops at 8. This update brought to us by Green & Sons. Find your next Kubota tractor at Green & Sons, located in Mount Sterling and north of Marysville, and online at greenandsons.com. Breaking sports news, what happens in the Fan, Ohio Sports Destination.
It's time for the College Football Pulse on the Buckeye Show.
Sponsored by Awaken 180 Weight Loss.
Hour number 2 of the program for us here this evening. Austin Warden, Nate doing a great job producing. Before we get into the College Football Pulse, let me break down a trade for you guys that just happened. I saw this yesterday come down. Yeah, the breaking news tab. It's not really breaking news because it happened yesterday, but it's breaking news because we're talking about it right now. I've never heard of something like this going down. Maybe it's commonplace.
I doubt it.
We live in a great city with a great zoo. So maybe if there's anybody over at the Columbus Zoo that is listening right now, you can message us or tweet us at The Buckeye Show or get in the YouTube chat and explain this to us.
We need your director of animal personnel.
Yeah. Yes, we do. The Pittsburgh Zoo has agreed to trade 7-year-old male gorilla Frankie to the Boston Zoo in exchange for 33-year-old silverback gorilla Little Joe.
Oh my gosh.
It says both trades were
Little
designed
Joe's a Boston legend
to provide a healthy, genetically diverse population of critically endangered gorillas that are in human care. They're the same species.
The curse of Little Joe.
I mean, Pittsburgh gets another vet for Aaron Rodgers. He's out there just wheeling and dealing.
How is there no other factor in this trade? No cash considerations, no
future picks,
no draft picks. No.
I've never heard of that before. And again, maybe this is commonplace.
With the next pick, they take Joey the zebra.
Should have. You got Harambe was available.
Rest in peace to a real one.
Seriously.
Nobody's trading with Cincinnati Zoo. I can tell you that.
No, they're not.
They have been.
You do bad business down there.
They have been shunned.
Yeah, they've been blackballed out of
from the gorilla trading.
I didn't know there was a gorilla trading market. I didn't know that was a thing that exists.
Is there a gorilla fantasy league?
I like to learn something new every day. It just blew my mind, man.
Let us know if this is something that's happening all over the country.
I doubt it because I've never heard of it. You think what was the hippo that was popular a couple of years ago, right? Or there was a panda. There was some animal that took the world by storm. Like imagine Fiona, right? Was it Fiona the hippo, the baby hippo at the Columbus Zoo? Or maybe that was the Cincinnati Zoo. Never mind.
There wasn't Cincinnati. No, there's no way.
No.
I think Fiona the hippo, that sounds about right.
All right, so imagine
But I'm not tracking a ton of animal transactions.
Imagine just a superstar, viral superstar being traded like that. Couldn't do it.
I mean, riots in the street.
I would.
Oh,
I'd participate.
What is Pittsburgh's motivation here?
Oh, they're in win now mode, man.
You got to bring in an aging veteran?
Yeah.
Like
the rookie sensation, he's good.
Little Joe.
His ceiling is high, but he just can't get there yet.
Little Joe is almost as old as Aaron Rodgers.
What's he going to do for you?
I don't know.
Going to get you over the hump?
What's the life expectancy of a silverback gorilla?
I think it's like 50.
Okay. Well, you're still then giving up 43 years of high-end potential.
35 to 40.
Oh, no,
up to 50 in zoos in captivity.
That is a huge roll of the dice.
Hey, who do you think would win in a fight? 100 human beings or one gorilla?
I'm on the humans.
Are you?
Yeah.
I was team gorilla. Nate, what do you have for us tonight in actual sports?
Oh, yeah, that thing. Mike Norvell has had a couple of rough years out of Florida State. They've won 6 games in 2 years. They beat Alabama and did nothing else last year. But Mike has said, I expect this year to be the best year of my life. You learn lessons. There are times you get knocked down. I've been there. Then you get back up and get better through it. And then you take a whiskey drink and a lager drink.
Why is he expecting this year to be the best year of
I assume it's because he's either going to win a lot of games and everyone will come around and pat him on the back, or he'll lose a lot of games and he'll get a lot of money to go away.
New Mexico State
either way
the season.
Either way you win.
That is true. I mean,
that'd be a happy New Year's celebration.
Getting fired with a $40 million buyout or however much he has seems pretty good. But didn't he take like a renegotiated deal? He took less money, right?
I don't know what's left on his deal. I'm going to be 100% honest with you.
I don't either. New Mexico State out of the gates. They are then at home against SMU. The same weekend, Ohio State tussles with Texas. Third week of the year. They actually get a bye in their second week, Austin, or third week. Then they're down.
Right when you want it.
Then they're down at Alabama, Central Arkansas. They get Virginia at home, Louisville on the road, Miami on the road, Clemson at home, BC on the road, Pittsburgh on the road, NC State at home, and then they finish up with Florida at home. It's not the craziest schedule. I just have no idea what Florida State is capable of doing. A couple of years ago, we were all, you win every game. What else are you supposed to do? Put them in the playoffs. And since then, it's just been abject failure from the Florida State Seminoles. It's been really, really bad ball. They got on the, I'm going to cycle over the whole team and bring in like 50 players from the transfer portal. Like Mike Norvell adapted that strategy. It didn't work for him in the first year. Worked a little bit better last year, but not too much. I mean, honestly, I've got no clue what to anticipate out of Florida State this year.
It appears that even when they readjusted his contract, that the actual buyout for him to be fired remained 85% of whatever money was left for him. So he did restructure his contract in terms
That's a good agent.
In terms of salary. I'm going to take
probably Jimmy Sexton.
I'm going to take a wild guess and say he must be represented by James Sexton.
Yes, I would agree.
So,
think he's on the hottest seat in college football right now?
I mean, gosh, what are they going to have to pay him? I mean, he should already have been fired. If Florida State could afford it, they would. He'd already be gone.
They were paying for that fancy renovation to Doak Campbell. Doak Walker. Doak Campbell. Who's Doak Campbell?
I don't think that's a real person.
He's a fake guy.
I don't know.
Just made him up.
Not real.
No, fake guy. Nate,
none of you are real.
What else do you have for us tonight?
LSU AD Verge Osbury, I don't even know if that's even close to being correct, had a little interview with USA Today this week, and he was talking about Lane Kiffin and all the things you have to do as a head coach. That's what Lane will do. He'll go out there and have that conversation with the donors and the people who support the program. And then he went on to make a few other comments. He's not one who will say, okay, I don't want people to contact me. I don't want people to touch me. I don't want people to be around me. That's who we had. That's why we got what we got. There was no field. There was no connection between LSU, the coach, and the fans.
Also, have you met Brian Kelly? He has done this at every stop. He was not endearing to Notre Dame fans, didn't care about what they had to say, even though he had a pretty good tenure and got Notre Dame up to the next level. Marcus has since transitioned Notre Dame into this upper echelon of college football. They'll argue until they're blue in the face they should have made the college football playoff last year. He got them to a national title game. Brian Kelly got Notre Dame to a national title game, elevated that program, turned LSU backwards. Took them and ran them into the dirt. How many opening games did they lose with Brian Kelly?
I believe all of them.
Yeah, all of them.
Don't think he won any of his openers.
Every season opener. But, you got to know this when you're hiring the person. He's not an endearing fellow.
He also killed someone.
That is.
I was wondering if I should bring that up.
I don't like to put it in those terms, but when you're talking about not endearing yourself to someone, I mean, that practice is pretty famous.
As bad as it gets.
I mean, and we all make mistakes. I just double checked. Doak Campbell is the name of Florida State Stadium, so Beamer got that right.
All right. I was in my head. I'm I know Doak Walker
is a running back.
Is the player, but I'm pretty sure that it's Doak Campbell Stadium.
And I want to make sure to take ownership of that.
Hey,
because I made a mistake.
That pinstripe bowl in Boston.
But that's
where they're going to be headed
the point.
This year.
When you make a mistake, you step up and you say, "Hey, I got that wrong." That's growth. That's maturity. I've never heard Brian Kelly do that about anything.
No.
What he's doing right now is telling my guy John Bryce, "I'm going to use AI to fix my coaching mistakes." What? That's not what you should be doing or saying in any scenario.
I don't know. Microsoft Excel makes it look pretty interesting in the lead up to the draft.
Yeah, they really crushed it.
That you can draft a player based on AI.
Is that the worst ad that you've ever seen?
It's up there.
Yeah, I'm glad we don't have to see that. Yeah. I'm also really hoping that we don't have to hear from Brian Kelly or anyone talk about Brian Kelly again for the foreseeable future.
Yes, that's a very good thing because he's going to be out of the game for a little bit. He will reappear at some point.
There's no doubt. He will.
After his buyout is over.
Yeah, I don't know. What is it about those guys that just can't stop? If you gave me $80 million.
You know who stopped? Charlie Weiss. He said, I'm good.
I'm good. If you gave me.
Did Charlie Weiss stop or did people stop calling?
I think both can be true, but I think he stopped and then the calls went cold.
If you've bottomed out at Kansas, you probably, and you see that money, you're like, why did I take this job in Lawrence, Kansas to
Where's
coach?
Les Miles at now?
I don't.
They stopped calling?
He's always asking. When you get back in there, that they all want it. If
I know
you just got 10% of Brian Kelly's buyout, Beamer, you'd never see Brandon Beam anywhere in the United States again.
I'm gone, dude.
No chance.
The only place you would see me is during the Marysville Marathon. That'd be the only time.
And you would fly in and out on your private jet.
Right in the cornfield next to the golf course.
You got to be careful with that corn, though.
Yeah,
that's a bumpy landing.
Yeah, well, helicopter maybe.
Yeah, I mean, if you fly net jets into Ohio State Airport, I'll drive you out to the Marysville Marathon.
Deal.
Yeah, that'll work.
Okay.
Or Allie will, not me.
Yeah, what are we talking about?
Never mind.
No, I'll be carrying the Jell-O shots. The highly anticipated return of Austin's question of the day. That's coming at you next. It's the Buckeye Show on The Fan.
If you miss a live show, you can catch the podcast. If you miss the podcast, our hosts have volunteered to have dinner with you.
The meatloaf!
The Fan.
I'm Brianna Albizu, traffic anchor for 10 TV News this morning. Columbus is quickly becoming my home, and this community has welcomed me with open arms. My mission is simple, to help you get to where you're going quickly and safely. Whether it's helping you beat the slowdown on 270 or giving you detours around major construction. We've got you covered. Because when your morning's on the move, so are we. Make the move to 10 TV News this morning, weekdays from 5 to 9, anywhere you watch.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. At Germain Toyota of Columbus, it's all about you, your drive, your style, and your budget. Stop in and see Marcello. He'll get you rolling. Germain Toyota of Columbus on the corner of I-70 and Bryce Road. Or check them out online at germaintoyota.net.
Grilling season starts now at Billiards Plus. Shop top-of-the-line grills and turn every cookout into a win. Then bring the fun inside with pool tables, shuffleboard, and more. Everything for the ultimate game room. Billiards Plus. Grills, games, and good times. Online or on Dublin Center Drive in Dublin.
Paul Keels here, voice of the Ohio State Buckeyes. You have to check out the brand new AAA Buckeyes MVP membership. Get all the benefits of AAA, such as 24/7 roadside assistance, plus chances to win tickets to Buckeye sporting events, access to exclusive MVP experiences, along with 10% off gear at the Ohio State team shop. Already a AAA member? Add the Buckeye MVP membership upgrade for free. Head to AAA.com/Buckeyes to join the squad and put your fandom in drive. Hosting a passionate crew of Buckeye fans? Revamp your rec room for an epic watch party with power reclining sofas, massaging recliners, entertainment centers, and coffee tables from Bob's. They even have sofas with drop-down tables for snacks and bevs. Shop in-store or online to score big on an incredible game day setup at Bob's everyday low prices. Bob's Discount Furniture, proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
Go behind the scenes of one of the most recognizable landmarks in all of college athletics with a tour of Ohio Stadium presented by Experience Columbus. A seasoned redcoat will be your guide as you make your way through walls of the stadium, into the press box, and onto the field. Upgrade to the VIP package and get special access to the band center and the Ohio State home locker room. From corporate outings and school groups to single-person tours and small families, Ohio Stadium Tours offer a variety of options and pricing. For more information, visit ohiostatebuckeyes.com and book your tour. Ohio Stadium Tours, presented by Experience Columbus.
Hi, I'm Archie Griffin, two-time Heisman Trophy winner. The right coverage can be a game changer, both on and off the field. That's why Encova Insurance is prepared for what's next and protects what matters most to you. With independent insurance agents in your neighborhood and innovative insurance products that can be tailored to fit your unique needs, Encova Insurance is an easy win for your peace of mind. For auto, home, and business insurance, you want Encova on your team. Visit Encova.com today to find an agent near you.
We at The Fan have created a show where you can be a homer, a hater, or whatever you want to be. Sunday mornings at 8.
It's the Fan Call-In Show, presented by the Sportsbook at Hollywood Casino Columbus. Must be 21. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-589-9966.
Come on over to Heartland and join our family.
Now, where can you get a full suite of business banking services served up by well-trained, caring employees with unquestionable integrity? It's right here at Heartland. Relationships matter. I'm Scott McComb. Come over to Heartland, where banking really feels good.
Where banking feels good. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Everybody knows that Roosters is a fun, casual joint with their award-winning waitstaff, great food, fun, and laughter. It's a quick stop on the way home to sit back and unwind. It's a front row seat to the big game. Roosters is where you, your family, and friends can order pizzas, sandwiches, salads, and more. And the home of award-winning wings that are fresh, never frozen, and so big you won't believe it. It's your family's other dinner table. Roosters, a fun, casual joint, and the official wing sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Well, Saturday starts out with just a slight chance of a couple showers, then we'll build into about a 60% chance of rain, even a couple of thunderstorms into the afternoon and evening hours. High temps warmer at about 80. On Sunday, a lot of sunshine, just a 20% chance of a shower, and high temps at about 87, and highs at 90 with sunshine on Monday. That is your 97.1 The Fan weather forecast. I'm 10 Weather Impact Chief Meteorologist Chris Tomer.
All Buckeyes, all the time. You are listening to The Buckeye Show.
Hanging out with my guy Austin Ward here this evening. He's doing a great job producing for us. Did Chris just say that it's going to be 90 degrees on Monday?
It's about time.
Am I hearing things?
We've got to turn that dial up.
9-0. Woo! That's cooking, man.
We can't keep having these days where
it's from 40 to 90 in 3 days.
Half air conditioning, half heat. Like, we can't keep going through this.
I mean, it was chilly this morning.
I mean, this is unbelievable what we've been dealing with.
San Diego, the Midwest, though.
Well,
if you don't love it,
it's earned the reputation. I'm not going anywhere. All right? You're also not going to hear me complain about full-on, unequivocal shorts and quarter zip and or hoodie weather. Like, I'll take this weather all year
long.
I'm totally fine with it. Now, I don't love having to keep switching the air and the heat back and forth, but you know, I got plenty of people around here that can help me if something breaks down.
Yeah,
so
we know people.
We know people that can do that. So, stepping outside, I'm good.
You know what?
SD OTM.
One of those guys that does have something to do with heating and cooling. He joined us a little bit earlier.
He did.
In the 6 o'clock hour. You can always download the podcast. Go back and watch the show on YouTube. Carp joined us to talk about the Ohio State alternates, the field, and of course, it is a Friday night with Carp. Some good old-fashioned hijinks as well. That was always good to listen to.
What was that sound right before he hung up?
I will have to go back and listen.
Check the tape.
He was getting ready to leave, man. He had a big night out of the town. I had grad party.
I just wasn't sure. I couldn't recognize it.
I have to go back and listen.
Could have been anything.
Yeah, it really could have been. Austin, how long has it been since you've done a question of the day?
I actually knocked one out on Monday night at the Tampa airport.
Okay.
So what I've been trying to do, Beamer, is...
3 Thoughts Thursday, 3 Thoughts Tuesday.
Well, what I was doing, I started, 2 weeks after spring camp. I have all these questions of the day. And I wrote out one for every position and a couple other, coaching spots, hybrids positions before spring camp. It's one big question. And I did that series, and I thought, you know what? I never actually go back. I just have questions, and I never see if the answers arrive. I never double check on that. It's at some point,
somebody should be keeping track of you.
At some point, there's got to be some sort of accountability. Was this a good question? Was it a question that was answered? Is it going to be a question that I ask again in 3 months?
Is it a bad question?
Was it a bad question? Was it a dumb question? A lot of the ones that I ask of myself are. But I wanted to go back and see, what did I think in late February and March before the first practice of spring at all these positions? And then did somebody else emerge at this position? Did we get an answer? Is there a starting job that is locked up? It sort of varied for each position group with what I was specifically looking at center. Carson Hinsman, nothing changed for him. So I was talking about his leadership in going into spring, and I think that was actually validated coming out of it. I wondered if he could win the Block O. I don't think that he will, but when you especially think about all the injuries that were happening on the offensive line,
who are we thinking this year? I know that you said Kenyatta Jackson is up there in the running. Nothing has been ever so sure as Sonny Styles winning it last year, so there's a little bit more of an open competition for this year.
Yeah, Sonny Styles was a stone cold lock for that, and I think that there are a handful of viable contenders. I believe as of this moment, I would establish the odds-on favorite as Brandon Ennis.
Ooh.
Kenyatta Jackson is right there, and he has the vote of confidence. This is one of the most enjoyable and, informative things that we ask at Big Ten Media Days. Berman and I have spent the last couple of years. Oftentimes, the most obvious candidate is there. But 2 years ago, for example, we asked Jack Sawyers, well, we assume you're going to be the Block O, but if you had to vote for somebody else, who would it be? And he was like, I don't think I'm going to be the Block O. That would be an honor, but Cody's going to win it. And then who else did we ask? Who was there that we asked? It's everybody said, all three of them, it's going to be Cody Simon. I was like, oh, okay, well, we were wrong, and now we know what it's going to look like. But last year, Sonny did say, which is why this conversation has revolved around Kenyatta Jackson. If you couldn't vote for yourself, which if you were a true Block O recipient, you wouldn't vote for yourself.
No way Sonny voted for himself.
You'd vote for somebody else. He said that it was Kenyatta Jackson and that the leadership had stepped up and that in the locker room, in the weight room, how people were really impressed and taking notice of what Kenyatta did. Anyway, all that's to say, I think that almost goes double for someone who's put in the time, effort, the Iron Buckeye Awards that Brandon Ennis has. He's sometimes taken for granted. I know that the production as the number 3 wide receiver wasn't what maybe people expected even last year. Or
I think it's probably what he wanted.
Or even zooming out for, coming out as one of the most decorated recruits in the country at the position in that Brian Hartline pipeline and assembly line and factory. And he's never really been the guy for Ohio State, but they wouldn't trade him in the locker room. I know that for sure. And now if you look at maybe the way Ohio State's offense is going to evolve and maybe highlight some of the strengths of what he does very well. He passed on and confirmed this because I had speculated that the way Iron Buckeye works and why some names might have been missing, like Austin Sareveld or Peyton Pierce, so that if you miss some of these workouts, those two players went on the Buckeye Cruise for Cancer. You couldn't be an Iron Buckeye. Brandon Ennis turned down that, and again, go, don't go. One's a great cause. it's not a knock if you make that choice. They're both great causes. But Brandon Innes said, "This is the thing I want to do. I want to be an Iron Buckeye." And this wide receiver room is in a bit of a state of flux and transition without not just Brian Hartline at the top, but also Carnell Tate going to the NFL draft and Mylan Graham and Bryson Rogers and Quincy Porter all transferring out. So anyway, I think that choice shows and reflects how much he means to Ohio State in those workouts, in practice. I think as it sits right now, I think that he would get the block out. But we'll see that in August. That's a long walk for a short drink of water to tell you that I've been reflecting on those pre-spring questions with what I think the answers may or may not be at this point.
Warrior said on the YouTube chat, thanks everybody for hopping in there tonight. We always appreciate your comments. He said, I'm done thinking Brandon Innes is going to be great, especially with a shorter quarterback who rarely throws over the middle, unless it's the tight ends. I'm on that same tract of mind with him or her, in this scenario. I also thought that Brandon Innes coming in, yes, you have these anticipations, like 5-star guy, can't miss prospect. He's coming in. It's just going to be a thing where he's going to be pumped into the NFL. It's going to be 3 yards. His receiving yards, his touchdowns are going to be crazy. But for a Blocko recipient, I think that's a very different question than what it is about what you're looking at for production on field. This is a team voted on thing. And Brandon Innes was voted a captain. I think we could argue at some point later in the summer, Austin, about what we're expecting Brandon Innes' production to be in this Ohio State offense. But this is really the best opportunity for him to get out on the field and shine with those skill sets under Cortez Hankton in a new wide receiver coach regime.
I'm not asking anybody to believe that Brandon Innes is going to have 70 catches and 1,000 yards and 10 touchdowns. No. That's not what I expect. And I don't... if I am correct about the way Ohio State is going to use 6 or 7 receivers and using Kyle Parker and Devin McEwen in different ways, and as they bring along a Brock Boyd or a Desi Jones or a Phillip Bell or Chris Henry Jr., what we saw throughout spring, especially with the underneath routes, the mesh concepts that felt like they were returning, and watching Brandon Innes.
I love the mesh routes.
They're
so good.
I mean this completely. I very much, the next time that we get an Austin and Burnham conversation with Ryan Day, and maybe he won't be talking specifically about the playbook and the scheme and where it's going for this year, because that really wouldn't do him much good publicly right now. But I'm like, hey, where did it go for the last couple of years? And I know that part of it is the way it pooped David Copperfield, that the way that teams are defending him changed that. I understand. But when you have the very best athletes and that much speed to burn, and especially a quarterback like Julian Sayin, which he may be undersized or, compared to, the prototype 6'4", 6'5" passer, he's tall enough to throw over the middle. And I think that he will, because Arthur Smith's influence and coming back. I joked about it, Beamer, throughout spring ball, where it's like Arthur Smith is saying the same thing that I am, which is like, hey, remember when you did all that stuff? It was really cool. It worked a lot.
It worked,
and you just kind of pitched that ball over to Paris Campbell, and then he ran 80 yards past Michigan's secondary, or you had KJ Hill, or you had Austin Mack doing all these. They're not
Ben Victor.
They're not, but I mean those people specifically, not Paris Campbell, but thinking about KJ Hill or Austin Mack, they were not jaw-dropping athletes. And maybe Brandon Innes isn't quite that compared to what we thought he was coming out of high school. But you can't tell me that he can't do the same things that KJ Hill did or that Austin Mack did, or even to some extent Paris Campbell. Maybe he won't run, away from every single person out there, but
Paris Campbell is a pretty good athlete.
He's a unique athlete. But Johnny Dixon, think about Terry McLaurin. Brandon Innes can do those things. Mm-hmm. I'm not trying to convince anyone he's going to break the single season receiving record.
Anybody's getting Brandon Innes confused with like a Michael Thomas, a Devin Smith, a Jeremiah Smith.
Yes, you still have Jeremiah Smith on this team.
Yeah.
So I'm not trying to say that the statistical production is going to break records. I just think he's going to be a very useful weapon, for one, on that side. But as you mentioned, Beamer, on the other hand, the leadership component, like Xavier Johnson wore the block out. It doesn't mean that you're the best player, most valuable player on the team. It means you're the most valuable leader in Ohio State's estimation.
One former employer of Austin is undefeated in hypothetical scenarios. We'll get into that coming up here in 2 minutes. It's the Buckeye Show on the Fan.
Got this. Breathe. You got this. You got it.
In the moments that truly matter, what do? Rise to the occasion. Ohio Health. It's time.
James Laurinaitis here for my guys at Green & Sons, the premier Kubota dealership in Central Ohio. Green & Sons has all the Kubotas you need to tackle your land and come out a winner. They have zero-turn, skid steers, tractors from 18 to 171 horsepower, and also utility vehicles. My favorite is my RTV Sidekick. The best thing about Green & Sons is they've been family-owned and operated since 1970, and you will love dealing with the Green family and their winning team. Do what I did and check out Green & Sons located in Mount Sterling and Marysville or online at greenandsons.com for all your Kubota needs.
AgPro has been family owned and operated for over 64 years. We take pride in developing long-lasting relationships and offering first-class customer service. Need a new tractor, parts for your used equipment, or reliable service? AgPro has you covered. AgPro is here to serve you and your operation as your hometown dealer. Visit us today at any of our AgPro locations or go online to agproco.com to get started with your AgPro experience.
Save time, reduce costs, and eliminate printer frustrations with Modern Office Methods, your award-winning managed print services provider. We know how to help your business reduce the cost of office printing by identifying necessary print and paper waste. We can improve your printer fleet and decrease the amount of printer frustration. Why wait? Start saving time and money today. Start with our comprehensive print fleet assessment by going to momnet.com and click on Free Assessment.
The Buckeye Show is sponsored by CareSource, proud to be your home for Ohio State athletics. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Are we drinking the scarlet and gray Kool-Aid? You bet we are. You're listening to the Buckeye Show.
Hey, you can join us for the Fan 5K presented by the Ohio State Wexner Medical Center. It's 5K run, 1 mile walk, all happening Saturday, June 20th at Otterbein up in Westerville. Some of your favorite fan personalities are going to be there. Then you also have television's Adam King and Nicole Sheeran. They're going to be there in funny outfits, I bet. Every participant gets a finisher's medal, a race shirt, free photos, and awesome gifts from Logan Services. The Fan 5K is presented by the Ohio State Wexner Medical Center. Back to the YouTube chat real quick, Austin.
Yeah.
2 fastest players for Ohio State in the last 25 years. Who would you say?
2 fastest.
I've got one.
I mean, watching Paris Campbell in a straight line was a sight to behold. There's no question about that. I have been told that Jeremiah doesn't lose races. And I see that on the field. I think that checks out.
Did you see, sorry, just on the Jeremiah Smith situation, and by situation I mean imposing will for opponents and trying to game plan for him. I was scrolling Instagram the other day, and Ball State is right out of the gates this year, and it was a Ball State cornerback who was in the weight room doing curls, and he's got a teammate who's amping him up. It's like, hey bro, you got to get ready, week 1 Jeremiah Smith.
The curls aren't going to help.
And then some guy cut off it. He's like, hey bro, I'm not going to lie to you right now. Single game record might be in jeopardy. Single season record might be in jeopardy. You starting to prepare for him now? Too late.
Yeah.
This was a couple of weeks ago when this happened. I thought that was so funny. I'm like, yeah, if you start preparing for Jeremiah Smith today, you're already going to be behind the 8 ball.
It's not going to work out for you. And that might apply to some cornerbacks at Texas as well. Who knows? We'll see what that looks like on September 12th. A guy also, when we're talking about current leaders that are invaluable for Ohio State, who have some athleticism that gets a little bit undervalued, Garrett Stover also runs 23 miles an hour. I mean, I haven't got to use the stopwatch myself. That's
Armstrong.
That's what I'm told.
Fast.
He doesn't have the exact same bulk as his cousin, slash twin, Cade Stover. But Garrett Stover can absolutely move, and watching him fly down on kickoff coverage is also pretty fun. Because
does it make anybody in the staff cry?
Well, that's another fast person that I can recall. I don't know that James Laurinaitis has shed any tears for what Garrett Stover has done on special teams or what he might do as a backup linebacker for Ohio State this year. In terms of like straight track line speed,
immediate first person that comes to mind for me is Ted Ginn. Like he's got to be number one.
I didn't cover the guys that I don't cover, and that was before my time. Like you're probably right. It's hard to argue against it, or a Chris Gamble, or whatever.
Yeah,
like Joey.
You would talk about unicorns. Chris Gamble,
Joey.
Unicorn.
Joey Galloway. I know that
that's his nickname, the Burner from Bel Air.
Yeah,
don't get that nickname for being slow.
I try to limit it to what like I actually know and saw with my own two eyes. So I narrowed it down to 15. You probably saw Ted Ginn in the flesh, so that you can count it.
I didn't see him. I mean, he was a blur. I didn't catch a good picture of him.
He was out there somewhere.
Yeah, he was gone.
Moving
what
pretty
he was.
quickly.
Lickety split, man. Yeah, I mean, Ted Ginn, I think. And then whoever wants to argue for number 2, I think, go ahead. But Ted Ginn has got to be number 1.
All time. Yeah. I mean, watching Zeke run, and you saw that with 85 yards through the heart of the South, watching when JK got things rolling, those guys were special. They had different gears. Currently, we only saw that through the first 2 practices, and I want to be careful. I'm not trying to overhype the expectations
come
here.
on, start the hype train.
No. Well, the hype train is already out of control. I'm trying to slow it down.
Oh.
Legend Bay is freaky fast. He can absolutely scoot.
Nickname Jimmy John. Freaky fast.
No, I don't know if we can say that. He's got to get the NIL deal first. For that.
It's true, and it's got to get certified by NIL Go.
But he's also got the track times that back that up. So he's putting himself in that conversation. And also, Ryan Day ramped up that conversation himself when he decided to say, again, no accidents, Ryan Day, into a live microphone, poor man's Tyreek Hill, and then 2 days into spring camp says he's just like Curtis Samuel.
Yeah.
Okay. A hybrid of Curtis Samuel and Tyreek Hill.
Whoa, pump the brakes here, right? Curtis Samuel, another fast guy.
I've never, ever heard Ryan Day lean into that level of what I felt was hyperbole. And then Carlos Lachlan, Beamer, you may have missed this. You were pretty busy. He goes, watching Legend Bay run is like art.
What? That's a guy who's hard to impress.
I know. I'm like, what is happening here? Ryan Day, who doesn't want to gas the tires of his own players unless it was like knee-bucklingly obvious, Jeremiah Smith. And he's like, this guy's the greatest athlete of all time. Legend Bay. Carlos Lachlan talking about, he's like, legend, man. He's a legend. Like, what are you doing?
What is he doing in practice?
Let's calm down. He wasn't doing anything.
I know.
He was hurt. He had a hamstring injury. He did.
That makes it even better.
He had, like 3 or 4 practices.
So does Tyreek Hill. So it adds up.
He's running too fast. His hamstring can't keep up.
That's true. Did you hear what the worldwide leader had to say the other day, Austin?
Hit me with it.
All right. Take it away, Greeny.
I will say this. I don't know what ESPN does and doesn't want, but what I can tell you with certainty is that the idea that good teams, championship-worthy teams, get left out of the playoff is a good thing, not a bad thing. If you put every single team that might win the championship into the playoff, you might just as well not play the regular season to begin with. If we live in a world where Ohio State and Michigan rest their starters for that game at the end of the season because they've got the potential of 5 playoff games still sitting in front of them, then college football as we have known it ceases to exist. So I don't have a vote in any of this. Obviously, other people do, and they'll make the decisions they make based on a lot of reasons that candidly have nothing to do with what's in the best interest of the game itself.
Saw Stefan Kreisnick tweet about this earlier today. They're obviously talking about college football playoff expansion. You're going to go to 16, you're going to go to 24, because right now the Big 10, ACC, Big 12 are on the 24 teams. We don't need to bring it up. We don't need to bring up the expansion talk. We've done that enough, and we'll do it, I'm sure, a little bit more.
Well, it is interesting because Greeny said that he doesn't know what the decision is. Yes, he does, because the vote that actually matters
ESPN's.
is in Bristol, Connecticut.
Yep.
And why might the SEC be holding out their support of 24 teams? Some of the coaches want it. You know who doesn't? Greg Sankey and the broadcast partners.
That is right.
Because
even Jim Phillips said that, who is in broadcasting partnership with ESPN, said that we want to go to 24, and ESPN said, pump the brakes.
You're not giving away the college football playoff to Fox and NBC or Amazon or anyone else. We own that.
Regardless, Stefan Krajisnik quoted this tweet, and he said the best thing about this situation: the first Ohio State coach to rest their starters against Michigan in any scenario will be the last time that they ever coach in that game. Which I thought was great.
Can they be fired before they get to the locker room?
I mean, you don't do that. You're not going to ever do that. And I know, was it Leonard Fournette who was the first one to sit out of a bowl game? And that's become prevalent. I get it, understand it. Now we're waiting on the first person to sit out of a playoff game. And if it goes to 24 teams, you might have a better chance of that happening. I'm not here to say that. They will want more money. The players will, for sure, for extra games added. Not even NFL teams play in the potential of 5 playoff games. But that will, as long as college football continues to exist, the guys up in Ann Arbor and the guys here in Columbus, Ohio, are not resting anybody for that game at the end of the year.
You know what it sounds like to me, Beamer? That you're coming around on the idea that the game needs to be week 1.
I'm not.
Seems like you are.
I'm not going to get there. So quit asking.
Quit asking? If you want to make sure that every single starter is playing in that game, I can't guarantee you that it would happen in the last week of the regular season if you were looking at that potential gauntlet of a 2014 playoff. I'm just telling you that we saw some cautious work with Ohio State's roster in November last year. And I'm not talking about Jeremiah and Carnell. Those were injuries that were real.
What happened at the end of the year, though?
Well, they did everything they could to play in that game. Okay. Take that out of the equation.
I also got to imagine if you're in a scenario where you are a 24 seed at Ohio State, trying to get into that playoffs, you're probably needing to win that Michigan game to get in.
Yeah. Yes, you are. And I don't know if there's a world in which that exists, that you're...
I'm struggling to get to that exact scenario.
Yeah.
For either party.
What's Benedict Cumberbatch?
Oh, I can get to that scenario with Michigan really easy.
Yeah,
Did you see them last year?
Yeah, they were not very good. We'll do hashtag...
Did you see Bryce Underwood's spring game? Were you too busy for that?
No, I saw some of that. I saw the Buckeye spring game as well, and I didn't want to come on here and the first thing I say that there's quarterback controversy in Columbus, like some people, all right? But Tavian did look awesome. Very opposite of what Bryce Young looked in the Michigan spring game. But I heard that he was going to change the game forever. I had a fever dream last night that I will tell you about in hashtag Buckeyes Next.
Ooh.
It's the Buckeye Show on The Fan.
Unlike your deadbeat uncle, we'll never leave you stranded in a ditch when you were 6. This promo may have been a touch too specific. The Fan.
Guess which store is celebrating their 50th anniversary, and you'll get up to $180 off sets of Goodyear tires.
Oh, is it the one with the annoying jingle?
Hey, it's Austin Ward with a unique opportunity for you. The chance to drop 40 pounds by the 4th with Awaken 180. Fast results, sustainable results, medication-free, and free support for life. 40 by the 4th. This is your year. Awaken180weightloss.com.
Relax and let Kroger Delivery handle your grocery shopping this week. We start with only the freshest items. Then carefully pack your order in our refrigerated trucks. And our cool trucks keep your food fresh right to your door. Fresh groceries your way with Kroger Delivery. And right now, you can save $20 on your first delivery order. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Recalculating route. Estimated arrival time. Never.
For people with nasal congestion, snoring, or sleep apnea, finding a solution feels like a never-ending road trip.
First stop, my primary doctor. Then the pharmacy. Then a sleep specialist. Then an ENT.
What if there was just one destination for all your problems?
Welcome to Advent, your one-stop solution for nasal congestion, snoring, and sleep apnea for over 20 years. Unlike many other practices, we focus exclusively on these conditions, so you get comprehensive care in one location. Over 95% of patients with severe nasal breathing issues report improvement. Plus, most insurance is accepted for our effective 20-minute in-office treatments.
You have arrived at Clear Breathing.
Inside the body, cancer divides. But inside the James, we unite. With nearly 300 cancer specialists, each focused on a single type of cancer, and over 1,500 researchers, relentlessly pursuing new discoveries and sparking new hope. So if you just heard the words, "you have cancer," you should know this. We heard them too. And there's no better team in the nation to create a cancer-free world. The James at Ohio State.
Already prepping for next week's matchup? Get your best rest yet with Bob's Discount Furniture. Shop Bob's and choose from pillows, soft, plush, dual feel, and extra firm mattresses with Bobopedic memory foam that will have you dreaming of game day in no time. So shop in store or online to score the latest and affordable luxury mattresses without the luxury price tag. Bob's Discount Furniture, proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
The Fan has a secret radio station. It's called The Fan 2. You can listen to the Bob and Tom Show, Jim Rome, and Buckeye stuff. Why do they pay me big money to whisper? The Fan 2 is on the Fan's HD2 channel and streaming on the Fan app. You're welcome.
Hello, I'm Ross Bjork, Senior Vice President and Eugene Smith, Wolf Foundation Endowed Athletics Director at The Ohio State University. In partnership with AEP, Donato's, Kroger, The Ohio State University Wexner Medical Center, Huntington, and 10 TV, Ohio State Athletics strives to inspire the community to make a positive impact on children and families in our great state through the Buckeyes Care Initiative. Show and share your support in the community by using the hashtag BuckeyesCare.
Life is more fun with a pal. So is pizza. So check out Donato's $5 Pizza Pals menu. Order any large pizza and add your choice of a sub, salad, wings, dessert, and more for just $5 each. Order your favorite $5 Pizza Pals from Donatos.com today. More toppings, more flavor, more fun. Donato's. Gotta love more.
The Fan Guest Hotline is sponsored by Federal Elite Heating and Cooling and Bryant, doing whatever it takes to keep you and your home comfortable. The Fan.
Social media can be a cesspool. Allow us to navigate the waters. Hashtag Buckeyes.
Sponsored by The Waterworks. Call the plumbing, heating, and cooling technicians at The Waterworks and header today. Call 614-232-2222. Proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
Thanks, everybody, for hanging out with us. Happy Friday. Happy weekend to all of you. Coming up at 8 o'clock. Here just a few minutes from now. Get you up to Cleveland, Ohio. The Ohio Cup. We got the Reds. We got the Guardians here this weekend.
What a matchup.
God, I love it.
Huge.
Love it. Big game for both teams.
Somebody's got to win it.
I'm into that neck of the woods tomorrow.
What'd you say?
I'm into that neck of the woods tomorrow.
Are you?
Going to Canton for some NXT.
Oh! Who's on the card for tomorrow?
Bailey and Penta.
I couldn't believe that. Liberty saw that when we were watching NXT on Tuesday night, and all of a sudden it was like, are we going to go to Canton this weekend? And I looked at tickets.
They're cheap.
They're cheaper than what we paid for Backlash last week. I can assure you
saying it wrong.
At Backlash. That'll be fun. I'm jealous. It'll be a good trip.
I need Bailey versus Kendall Gray in the worst way. That's would be a good match.
That would tear the house down. I don't know if you're going to get that. I think you might get Bailey and Tatum Paxley.
Yeah, probably.
Which is also going to be pretty good.
I had nothing to add.
You have nothing to add?
No, I would like to.
Austin and I talked wrestling like the entire time you were gone, by the way.
It's good. I need to wade back into the waters is what I need to do.
You were wading in a couple months ago. You were watching SmackDown. You're like, you saw a couple of matches and a couple of superstars that you were like, are these people always on? I said, yeah, buddy.
I know.
You don't have to name names.
My wife birthed another child, and then I just kind of fell out of the loop.
It's more time to devote. You can just head straight home and turn on SmackDown in 11 minutes.
I probably can. I don't know if I'll make it home in 11 minutes, but I can have it recorded, skip through the commercials.
That's the way to roll.
You want to hear about my fever dream that I had?
Absolutely.
Last night?
I hope it involves NXT in Canton.
So it doesn't, unfortunately. But I'm hanging out last night. Meredith wasn't feeling great, so she went to bed pretty early. Like, we put Willie to bed at 8:30, which is about his normal time. And then she hopped in bed at 9 o'clock. And I said, hey, listen, I'll do the bottle with Benjamin here because usually we try to go to bed with him 10, 10:30, 11. I said, when he starts getting a little bit antsy, instead of putting him to bed, I'll do the bottle for him. And she said,
good dad work right
all
there.
right, that sounds good. She'll get up in the middle of the night when he wakes up eventually at 3:30 to do that. So I'm on the couch last night. I told you and Bob about The Dark Wizard on HBO. I finished up that series. So I'm looking. I'm just scrolling on my phone. Scrolly fun time, really, is what I was doing. And I was watching the NHL playoffs, all right? It was San Jose, I think. Not San Jose. It was Anaheim. It was Anaheim and the Golden Knights were on. Oh, my God.
Torts getting it done.
I said, let's just turn it on. Just turn this game on and see what happens. And there was a familiar sounding voice who was calling the game, and that was Jody Shelley, who was, on the national broadcast. And I look up, and it's right during the beginning of the second period, 30 seconds into the second period. And there's this weird camera shot that caught me off guard. Those things are pretty tight production.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just the back of someone's shirt, up in the broadcast booth. I'm like, oh, that's weird. Who are they bringing in here? They brought in Jim Harbaugh to the booth. They brought in Jim Harbaugh to the booth because they're talking about the schedule release and everything. You could tell who was ever next to Jody was like, hey, how's things going? He's like, good. It's going good. Classic Jim Harbaugh, just
not
weirdo,
not really the one you want up there.
Goofball moment. Jody was not even paying attention to Jim Harbaugh. He had his eyes on the ice and was kind of turning back around to the camera to smile because I'm guessing a producer was getting in his ear like, Jody, look at the camera. And he said to Jim Harbaugh these words, and that was it. He said, how you liking it out here? That's the only words that Jody Shelley said last night on the broadcast to Jim Harbaugh. And then the other announcer was like, all right, yeah, best of luck this season. Jody goes, yep. And it just turns back around. And again, mind you, it's this is 11:30, 11:45. I think I just put Benjamin down to bed. So I'm just kind of out of it anyways. I'm telling you, Austin, I'm looking around the room did that just happen? I had to rewind it. Did Jody Shelley just bully Jim Harbaugh out of the production broadcast booth in
this is the
under
correct
25
reaction
seconds?
From someone in Columbus to Jim Harbaugh.
It was so good. It was so good out of Jody. And I just wonder if anybody else saw it, if anybody else was watching that game last night. But I was, in my mind, I'm like, was that a real thing that just happened? That Jody basically body checked Harbs just out of the booth?
I think Jody should have taken it further and really gone to war for Columbus. He's like, I didn't ask for this. I'm trying to call the NHL playoffs the most intense sporting event on the planet. And, well, who's walking up on me? This bizarre human who I can't carry on a conversation with. He says, have you added Connor Stallions to this coaching staff yet? Or what's new out here?
Yeah, what's going on?
Just go the full 9 with it.
How you feeling?
I mean, Jody's not afraid of it. What's Jim Harbaugh going to do?
Oh, those two in a tussle?
Drop gloves with Jody?
Jim Harbaugh is a little crazy. He did almost drown his brother John Harbaugh on a beach. That is a true story, according to John Harbaugh.
Okay.
But Jody Shelley would beat the hell out of Jim Harbaugh.
And most people.
You ever met Jody Shelley? Ever shook Jody Shelley's hands before?
It's bone crushing is what it is.
Yeah. We have a helmet, if you're watching, on the YouTube channel right in front of us.
He'd rip it in two with his bare hands.
His hands are as big as that helmet.
He's a fighter. He was born to fight.
Yeah.
He played a little hockey, too. He was born to fight.
A little bit. A little bit. And where he's from has a National Jody Shelley Day, which I love.
Why don't we have one in Columbus?
We should. Every day is National Jody Shelley
That's
Day.
right.
Here in Columbus.
But we could have declared it May 14th if he had asked Jim Harbaugh
you want to go?
About Connor Stallions.
How great would that have been? You want to go?
Right now?
In the booth.
Right here. Let's go.
Yeah, let's do it.
Just pull up that strap.
Would have been better than the game.
Oh, my God.
For sure. Our fan poll today, sponsored by JT's Pizza and Pub. Online at 971thefan.com or on X at 971thefan. Do you think there will ever be a time when starters get rested for the Ohio State-Michigan game? Yes or no?
I do think that will happen. I understand Stefan's point. I understand Nate Dogg's point. I understand where you're coming from. The way it's structured and where that game is on the schedule, I think it is distinctly possible. I'm not saying I would do it. I'm not saying that it is good for anyone. I'm not saying that the value of the rivalry has been diminished in any way, shape, or form to either party. I'm just saying they could probably play again the next week or 2 weeks after that or 3 weeks after that.
Both. The only way I could ever see that scenario is if Ohio State is decidedly locked as a 6 seed or something like that. Because if you're number one, you don't want to lose that game and lose your number 1 seed. And if you're desperate enough to get into the playoffs, you're not resting your guys.
I don't see any scenario in which it happens.
If
I don't,
the Big Ten had not been sitting on its hands with the divisions a couple years ago, we probably would have already seen that happen when they would have had to play in back-to-back weeks.
Backlash. I'm sorry, I didn't know we lived in a world that didn't exist.
Welcome out here to hypothetical land, my friend.
Austin.
It's nothing but fever dreams and Jody Shelley beating up Jim Harbaugh.
Then I went to bed last night and I had a dream of Jody just beating Jim Harbaugh to a pulp.
That's great. I wish you could record your dreams.
I do too. Actually, no, I don't. That would be scary. Austin, I had a great time here.
You delete the nightmares. You don't have to keep those.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Control, Alt, Delete. Had a great time with you here this evening. Talk to you again on Monday, all right?
I think so.
Everyone, have an awesome weekend. Reds, Guardians, up next right here on The Fan.
We are your radio home for the Buckeyes, Browns, and all the NFL games you can handle. We may have a bit of a football